Hey everybody, welcome back to Sam's Doing Stuff. Well, what am I doing today? First thing I'm going to do in this video is we need a fire pit. You know, we had a nice fire pit at our old house, and that's something we're lacking here. You know, because I could just do it in my spare time. Somebody made a joke about that in the comments last week's video. I got a kick out of it. Spare time. Does anybody really have any spare time? No. Anyway, so what we're going to do, we could either just throw some rocks in a circle and burn in the middle of it, or if it's worth doing, let's do it right. So you're gonna need a tape measure, you're gonna need some string, you know, paint to do your layout. We're gonna make a 16-foot diameter circle. That should be plenty of room for everyone to sit around and enjoy the fire. Let's get started. So this is why you do the layout first, because I don't think 16 feet is going to be big enough. I think once we put a nice big stone fire ring here, we're not going to have enough room on the outside. So I think I'm going to go at least 20 feet. Let's do it again. Yeah, I think a 20-foot circle is going to be way better. Now, next thing to do is I need to dig this out, the perimeter here, perfectly. The reason I need to do it perfectly is we're going to put stones, edging stones, all the way around this. And of course, you want it to look right. Okay, I'm pretty sure that there, by far, is going to be the most difficult part of this job. Because yes, you could dig this all out with a shovel and a wheelbarrow, but I'm not gonna. I got a Piranha bar and a BX. So here I go, digging with the Kubota BX again. It's so simple. Low range, 4-wheel drive, and don't take too much. Just little bites. So easy. And there you go. Got it dug out pretty good. The reason for digging this down, like I said before, those edging stones, when I mow this, I want the mower deck to just kind of glide over top of the edging stones, so I don't have to trim around it. Next step is weed block. All right, I'm gonna try and spread most of this with the tractor. You've gotta be careful when you're working with weed block and the tractor, because it can pull it up really easily. Mess up all that work you did. Just gonna get the majority of it spread, and then the rest of it I'm gonna have to do by hand. Do not want your tires to spin on it. So just take it a little at a time. Oh, so the next thing to do is put in some edging stones, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. Okay, good morning. Well, I had time to sleep on it. And of course, if I had time to sleep on it, I had more ideas. I think I want to run a plate compactor on this. Reasons, you know, the stone is nice and soft, but people are going to be putting Adirondack chairs and stuff around the fire pit, and I'm going to be putting big stones in the middle. So, yeah, run the plate compactor next. Come on. Oh, there's an on and off switch here. I knew there was something I was missing. All right. How about that? All right, what we have here is just a huge pile of rocks, just all various rocks with all these weeds growing through them and everything. And I always knew that at some point I was going to get into this, but I didn't want to go moving them twice. And I figured there's a lot of nice stones in there that could be used for a fire pit. So now I'm building the fire pit, so it's time to get into this. I love projects that take care of two things at once. You know, that's a good thing. So what am I going to do? Well, you can move rocks with the grapple. It's a little bit risky. You could bend a tooth pretty easily with a rock. You get a big boulder like this, you try and lift that with the grapple, and if it slips and twists, it'll put a lot of pressure on those teeth and you can bend a tooth. So I think the safest tool, the safest implement to use would be pallet forks. My mind is gone. Would be pallet forks. So I'm going to move the tines of these pallet forks in, and then I'll be able to slide right underneath each one. I'm going to sort them all out, get them out of these weeds so I'll be able to mow those weeds down, and I'll be able to see which rocks I'm going to use for the fire pit. Let's use the pallet forks and get it done. I don't like this angle at all. Those things are heavy. That's the kind I want right there. Okay, so this is one of those do as I say, not as I do things. I did put the grapple on. I got some rocks out that I think I want to use. So I'm just going to try and set them in place. And I'm being very careful. Just kind of trying to sort them out before I bring them over and put them permanently. So out of all that mess of rocks, this is what I chose to save. These are the nice ones that I think will make a decent fire pit. Well, that turned out pretty darn nice, if I do say so myself. And let me tell you something else. I do not envy landscapers one little bit. The way they fit boulders together and pick different shapes, sizes of boulders to... These are rectangular sandstone, and I had a hard time. Wow. Hey, let me tell you something else. Come here. I used the grapple to move those stones. Switch from the pallet forks over to the grapple, and I was very pleasingly surprised. This did a great job picking up rocks, and it looks great. No damage to it at all. Now, one thing different about my grapple than the way a stock Land Pride grapple would come is I have 1-inch steel bar welded in between the bottom teeth. And that makes a huge difference, because what happens is when you pick something up, and I've bent a tooth using it on logs, but especially with rocks, you can't really sink your teeth into the rocks, so they may get a little loose and then they'll twist. And when they twist or they drop, it'll bend a tooth. But having this 1-inch bar welded in between made a world of difference, and it was fantastic for placing the stones. Yeah, this thing just keeps getting fancier and fancier, doesn't it? I put a thin layer of concrete in the bottom of it. The reason for that is gonna burn stuff in it, of course, and the only thing that'd be beneath it is this pea gravel. So what would that do? Well, it would get mixed in with the soot and the ashes and everything that goes down in there. And then eventually it would go down to the weed block and burn it. It'd just make a mess. So concrete, that'll be good. And of course, this next step is pretty darn exciting. Here we go, putting the edging stones all the way around. Yeah, let's get her done. I could use more of that. Yeah, everybody, that is one beautiful fire pit. I am certainly pleased with it. It would have taken a lot less time if I wasn't such a perfectionist, but I think it's worth the effort, you know. Once again, a lot of work just to sit and relax, because that's what we intend to do. Have a few beverages, have a fire. It'll be really nice for the Halloween party. I've hinted at that a couple times. I'm gonna get started on that after I get at these barns. But yeah, I'm happy. I'll tell you one thing too, nice tip. Use, if you don't know already, use a torch to cut weed block. It sears the edge so it doesn't like fray all over the place, and it's super fast and accurate. It does a nice job. So I think I did a nice job. I'm really happy. Oh yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, and we will catch you next Saturday when I am doing more stuff. See you then.